Be 8-year-old kid in the 90s, at a friend's house after school. Friend's family has extensive VHS collection. We're going through them trying to find a movie to watch. Friend gets called upstairs by his dad. Dad was a bit of a hard ass. I think he was in trouble for something. Continue going through VHS tapes. Finally find one I want to watch. I think it was one of the Ernest movies, lol. Except the tape inside doesn't match the cover. It's missing the label with the movie title. Put it in the VCR. It's a home movie. Looks like they must have set up a tripod in the doorway of the living room because you can see the whole room in a wide shot. Dad and Mom are sitting on the couch, spaced apart. Friend and his sister are each in a chair opposite them. Wait 30 seconds. Nothing happens. Press fast forward. They're literally just sitting there, not even talking or moving. Get the feeling there's something weird and fucked up about this. Hear my friend coming downstairs. Quickly eject the tape and put it back. Never ask him about it. He moves away. Still think about this sometimes. Be night shift security guard. Work in a nice office building in a nice neighborhood. Always just me and one other guard in the entire building. Literally no crime, no problems. Basically just fuck around on the internet all night. Only have cameras on the first floor and parking lot, so if you're on any other floor you can do whatever. It's literally the cushiest job ever. They've got huge flat screen TVs, Wi-Fi, a nice gym, expensive coffee machines, and tons of other shit. Every single door is locked by key cards, so the building is extremely secure. Just started shift. Go to floor 2. Notice someone left the light on in the south wing. A lot of lights here are motion activated, but this one just uses a light switch. Happens sometimes, so I just turn it off and go back to doing a quick patrol so I can get back to fucking around on the internet. Finish that up. Eventually the other security guard does a patrol. It's about 2 hours after my shift started and I go on another patrol to stretch my legs. Go to floor 2, south wing. A motion sensing light is on, right next to the light switch I turned off 2 hours ago, which is still off. The motion sensing lights are only supposed to stay on for 15 minutes. Me and the other guard have been sitting next to each other for the last hour. I go back to the security room to tell the other guard about it and ask if he knows what's up with it. He says that when he was there the light switch was on and he turned it off himself. I'm 100% sure that I had already turned it off. He says he hasn't seen or heard anything, but since there's no security cameras on floor 2, we have no idea what, if anything, could have activated the light. I decide to go back up to floor 2 to check it out again, and I tell the other guard that if he doesn't hear from me soon to call my cell phone. Our security company never bothered to issue us radios. Go back up to floor 2. The light switch is back in the on position, motion sensing light still on. At this point I'm genuinely concerned. Consider just running downstairs and calling the cops. I figure that if it turns out to be nothing I'd look like a huge coward, we'll say. Security guard calls police because a light switch was in the wrong position. Decide to check out more of the south wing. I suddenly hear a loud banging noise. I jump a bit and start to freak out. Then I remember that when the AC comes on it makes a loud banging noise. Calm down and check out the rest of the wing. Only takes another 2 to 3 minutes. No signs of intruders. All doors locked tight. Nothing broken or missing. Look at my watch and see that I've been at this for about 20 minutes now. Start wondering why the other guard hasn't called me yet. I lean up against an air vent and take out my phone. Start going through my contacts list to call him myself. Hang on a second. The air vent isn't blowing any air. Nope. Call the other guard's phone. No answer. Buck. Lock myself in an office. Call 911. I tell the dispatcher what happened and he says the cops are coming. Asks where I am and I tell him. Asks if the police will be able to get into the building themselves. Shit, all doors are locked. Run through the building, down to the main entrance and run outside. Wait for the cops outside while still on the phone with 911. Cops get there. I let them in and bring them to the security room. No sign of the other guard at all. The computer that displays the security cameras is turned off. Well, fuck. Give each of the cops one of the spare security cards so they can search the building. They find no trace of the other guard in the building. His car is still parked in the parking lot. He's still missing to this day. Happened about a year ago. Work in radiology at hospital. Years ago. Older woman comes in ER apparently with her daughter. Go to get her from triage. Bring her and her daughter back to the room with my buddy to get her checked out. Daughter suggests we get her head checked out and not just pelvis and chest. Tell ER doc. Tells us to do an exam. Find brain bleed. Tell lady it's lucky her daughter asked us to. Acts confused. Her daughter has been dead for years. Me and friend realize woman isn't in the room with us anymore. Me and my friend can't find her daughter. Front end says old lady came with EMS, didn't have her daughter. No way out without the FOB key cards or triggering alarms. Think about it sometimes, but it's been so long I forgot most of it. We never really talked with each other about it after it initially happened. Might be a nothing burger story, but it's the only spooky thing that happened to me or close family member / friend. Be aunt. Live in rural bumfuck nowhere, Idaho. Have a few pigs as pets. Mostly pot-bellied, but also one farm pig that got sick and the owner sold instead of butchering. Don't keep pigs for meat, just keep them as pets because they're cute. Wake up one night to pigs squealing from their pen behind the house. Squealing like they're being castrated. Rush downstairs, still in nightgown, throw on some boots and a jacket because it's like 25 degrees outside. Squealing is just getting louder and louder. Pigs aren't making a single sound, they're all asleep. Squealing starts getting further away. Quickly count the pigs, exact same number as she's always had. Points a flashlight out into the field where the squealing is coming from. Nada. Squealing abruptly stops, like hitting the pause button in the middle of an audio file. What the fuck? This kept happening for like 2 to 3 nights and finally stopped when the only non-potbelly pig went missing. She kept her pigs in her house after that, still has no idea what was going on. I've shared this one several times and no one ever seems to care, but I like this story. The girl who shared it with me told me the entire thing in such a nonchalant manner, like it was utterly normal, lol. She said it was her only experience like this, but that she thought it was normal at the time. Her name is Anna. Anna is a child, only about 7 or so. After parents' divorce, she and mom move into a house by themselves. Almost immediately, weird stuff starts happening. Seeing shadows, hearing strange sounds, nothing major, until Anna is taking a nap one day in her mother's bed, but she wakes up and finds that the bed is moving. She cries for her mother, who comes into the room and finds the bed shaking violently, lifts Anna off the bed and the two leave the house. Call Anna's mom's sister, who says she can stay with them. After that, Anna saw the Hat Man a few times. This is especially striking because when she actually told me this, she didn't actually appear to know about the Hat Man. She didn't even use that term, but she described it as a tall black shadow that looked like a man wearing a big sombrero. The Hat Man would appear randomly. Usually he would be at a window looking into the house. Anna once looked out a window and saw the Hat Man standing across the street watching the house. Her mother saw it several times too. The experiences culminated in Anna seeing the Hat Man on the landing to the 2nd story. She approached him and then felt the shadow pull her and shove her down the stairs. Her mother happened to be ascending at that moment and witness to the entire thing. She caught Anna as she fell. The two ran out of the house and it was decided they'd move out. The Hat Man followed them across several houses apparently, but never did anything like that again. So X, I'm from Germany. We have tales about doppelgangers. Don't know if it's the same, but it sounds just like that, in reference to a skinwalker. Anyways, I live in the south of Germany, near Forest Schwarzwald. Been camping there since childhood with friends and their families, usually annually or every 2nd year. Here and there, I remember our parents being kind of worried about something, but it never was something big. Sometimes there were weird voices in the forest, but hey, it's not a city after all. Now I'm 21 and we still go camping there. Nowadays without our parents though. Last year I had a creepy encounter I want to tell you about. Go to usual camping site with 4 buddies. Set up camp on the same place. Pumped up because everyone's always looking forward to this event. Celebrate first night at campfire with alcohol. One buddy stumbles away to take a piss. He's one of those men who can't pee with others around, so he goes deep in the woods. Comes back talking about some other campfire. We laugh at him and assume he just saw ours from afar. Blame it on the alcohol and he gets convinced. Eventually take care of the fire and go to sleep hammered. Wonderful morning with headache follows a peaceful night. We enjoy our stay and go swimming in a river nearby. Get back to our camp and one friend hurries out of his tent. Someone went through his backpack. His stuff is spread all over his sleeping bag. Shirt and phone are missing. Go to check my tent and find my backpack emptied too. Get alarmed and assume a thief. Everyone searches for their valuable goods such as expensive lights, money, and phones. Everything there, only friend's shirt and phone missing. Decide to look for footprints and find a trail in the coal leading into the woods. No boot prints but actual bare feet. Oh shit. All of us decide not to stay there and we pack our stuff. Take some time to get equipment back in our cars. Suddenly, other friend's phone starts to ring. Guys, you should see this. Fuck. We run up to him to see that the stolen phone is calling. Robbed friend gets angry, takes the phone and answers. Listen, that's not funny, you... Stops talking abruptly. Pale as a ghost. Turns on the speaker. Someone is talking slowly like a mad baby. In the voice of friend's dad. Everyone's stunned, scared, and puzzled at the same time. Bravest one of us snaps out of it, takes the phone and shouts at Dad. Dad hangs up. Dead silence all over the camping site. Let's call him to find this fucker and get the phone back, bravest one suggests. Nobody really stops him, so he starts dialing. Hear it ringing in the forest. Ringing, coming nearer. We get together, grabbing knives and shovel. See a shadow standing in the forest. Friend's dad calls out to us. Comes out and looks just like him, only wearing his son's shirt and nothing else. Opens mouth and out comes gibberish again. We attack him and he runs into the forest screaming like a madman. Decide to stay together and follow him. He runs towards an open field with a dead fireplace. Drops the phone and vanishes behind trees. We pick it up and see other shadows coming from his direction. There's 8 in total, all trying to form words. Now hear my parents' voice. Fear now rules our minds. Book it back to our camp. Get in cars and fucking hurry out of the forest while calling the police. Didn't find anything but friend's shirt. We talked about this with our parents. They panicked and told us that on some of the many pics you can see shades watching from the woods. They'd also see someone in 2 places at the same time, although that wasn't possible. Until that day, they put it up as bullshit, but now that changed. Some of us are in therapy and nobody believes us. We never went back there.